A roguelike is a genre of video games characterized by procedurally generated levels and permanent character death. Devs love this genre because you don't need a massive amount of content to keep players hooked for hours. Players love roguelikes for the infinite replayability and that feeling of becoming overpowered where the stars align perfectly. Personally, I love that feeling too. You can say, I am addicted to roguelikes. Roguelike is my favorite game genre, and that's why I decided to make one myself. After finishing my last offscreen project, I took a break, but after like a month, an idea came to me. What if I made a roguelike all about dodging? Wouldn't that be super fun and creative? So, the idea was that you are a guy in some kind of afterlife or an alternate dimension, and the only way to survive is to keep dodging angry ghosts and demons. So I started messing around in Unity and made a simple game loop, if you can even call it that. Then I immediately showed this early build of the project to my friend at school. I don't even know what was I thinking. How could this game even be a little fun when you couldn't even die? The game just counted how many times you've been hit. There was literally no risk of losing and absolutely no upgrades, so this wasn't even a roguelike yet. Yeah, but anyways, by some miracle he said it was fun, so I guess that's a win. But till the end of my life I still won't understand how he liked it. The second I got home from school, I logged in. Firstly, I added a simple dash ability to my character. The ball. Then I started working on balancing the game because it was way too hard, which I still had to change in the future because my dumbass forgot I hadn't added any items yet. Still, before adding any more abilities, which will make my game finally a roguelike, I added events, special waves of enemies that behave differently than they normally do, which actually made the game a lot better. After that, finally came time for items. I had to be quick before my short-spent brain would entirely lose motivation. But we'll get to that in a minute. First, let me introduce you to the Devlog. We have normal, curver, big block, sprinter, grower, stalker, cloner, and the big boy. To figure out the progression system, I asked Gemini for the advice. I didn't like any of the answers. All of them had their pros, but also cons. I wanted a steady progression system that gave the player a feeling that they were building what they wanted. So, I decided to mix the parts I like about all of these systems. Now, you get to choose an upgrade from 3 artifacts. That's how the items will be called. To get that specific roguelike feel. On top of that, I made a little shop where you can buy stat upgrades to defend that you build what you want with. That brings us to another type of non-playable character, a wandering soul. That's a harmless lost soul which you can harvest to later sell for the in-ramp start upgrades. And finally, it's time for the items. Apart from stat boost artifacts, I made one new special ability, which would later also become a character ability. These protective green circles have beef with every angry block in this dimension. They will try to keep those demons out, even if it means harming you, which makes them a bit tricky to play but also very rewarding. And the rest only got easier from here actually. I added more unique artifacts, around 30, but also including the stat upgrades. But you will have to discover them yourselves. I will put a link down in the description to my Google Disk with the newest version of the project from this video. Lastly, I added a new character called Big Albert with different base stats and a save zone ability. I also changed the name of the ball to fast mod. And that is the first generation of this project. If you wanna support the channel or would like to know what will happen in the future to this game, consider subscribing and liking the video, or even leaving a comment. Bye!